Welcome to track 13 of the Brian Chung podcast, where I share stories, interviews, adversities, successes, wins, and losses. On this track, I'm going to share with you 3 tips on sticking with your investment plan and weathering the storm during volatile times. At this very moment, you can look at the phone or turn on the TV. Does anyone still have cable? Or you will see the same media hype message repeated over and over again. This doom and gloom about, I'm not even going to mention it. What we all need now is a dose of positivity and to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, we're on lockdown and social distancing, but what is really going on in your heads right now? If you caught a glimpse of the latest market activity or even had the courage to log on to your computer to see that once mountain of a portfolio and all of its gains being wiped out in weeks that took 4 years to amass, you're not alone. I'm here to share with you 3 tips on sticking with your investment plan and weathering the storm during market volatility and volatile times. This could include everything from real estate to stock portfolios, equities, RRSPs, TFSAs, maybe Bitcoin. Sorry, I don't know enough about Bitcoin to comment about it, but I'll carry on. The first tip I have for you is do not lose money. Did I create this one? Nah, this is one of the fundamental principles to any investment or investment strategy. If you keep losing, you won't be winning, and over time, that growth will be stagnant. Know this: the gains and losses you are experiencing right now, possibly more losses, is just on paper. Yes, that's right, unrealized losses. It's funny how the paper losses, or I'm not as rich now as I was before, provides different emotional feelings than, oh, my portfolio's up so much while this US president is in power. Remember, it's just that, paper gains and losses. Try to focus on the long term or when your retirement party is going to take place. Remember, basketball games aren't won in the first 3 quarters of the game. There's still plenty left to play in the 4th quarter. Don't lose money. The second tip, act rationally. Okay, listen to pro tip number 1 again. Can you time the market? Did you predict this current black swan event that the world is experiencing right now? Maybe you sold a stock or 2 and got lucky and didn't get caught. What I'm trying to say is nobody can time the market. Even the pros like Buffett and Dalio, they don't time the market. Or you look at other hedge fund managers out there, they all try and buy in tiny little chunks, or they sell in tiny little chunks. Remember, most lifetime portfolio gains are made when there is fear in the market and panic selling. For all of those who are selling, someone needs to buy from you, right? For a transaction to take place. Try and see the light at the end of the tunnel. If you need to reallocate your portfolio, do so accordingly. Instead, do you have extra cash to buy at these new discounted levels? Instead of focusing on the negative, try and use this opportunity now to be a buyer instead of jumping on the seller's bandwagon. Do I know when the bottom has hit? Nope. Is it cheaper now than it was 3 or 4 months ago? Yes. Have some stocks been discounted 50 to 60%? Perhaps. What should I do? Please act accordingly, and most of all, act rationally with the long-term horizon or retirement party in mind. And I must also throw out a disclaimer that I'm not providing any investment advice, but please be rational and focus on the long term. Number 3, stick with your plan. Investment strategies and plans are just that. Have faith in these plans and believe. Realize that they are over long periods of time. Unless you're planning on retiring tomorrow, you have time. Remember that. Be patient. Use that time, have faith, and stick with it. Take a breather. Spend more time with the fam and less reading about the same dire news that's on repeat. Refrain from hitting the refresh button every hour to get updated prices. Some companies have been discounted by 50% or more. Should I plant those seeds now if you have extra cash on the side? If you don't, stick with your plan. Or if you're like me and there's still 20 plus years to get most of those gains back that we lost, on paper that is, stick with it. I can assure you, in 6 months, in 2 years, in 5 years, your investment plan will not change. Those are the 3 tips I thought that I would share with you during this unprecedented time in history, in world history right now, and everyone's talking about the same thing. I hope you found this track super valuable, and thank you again for listening. If you like what you just heard, please subscribe, and thank you.